I thought I'd do a review of the picks in the draft, going round by round, which were the best picks, the worst pick, and the pick with the most question marks surrounding it. This is being recorded on the 11th of August. I'm just recording the audio now. I'm going to add some video elements and try and see if I can get it out by Friday night before the first game of the season. So let's start. Round one, the best picks were Saka, Cole Palmer, and either João Pedro or Martin Odegaard. The worst pick was Mo Salah, the first pick of the draft. He's going to be missing at least 5 games because of the AFCON, so that's already 1/7 of the season, and I'm expecting him to have a bit of a dip after last season's spectacular season. Pick with the most question marks around it is Gyökeres of Arsenal. Have to see how he adapts to the Premier League. Round 2. The picks of round 2 are Enzo Fernandez, Semenyo, who's a very reliable forward, and Caicedo. The worst pick is either Ollie Watkins or Bernardo Silva, and the pick with the most question marks around it is Ekitike of Liverpool. We're going to have to see how they line up. Round 3. The best 3 picks of the round are Damsgaard, Munoz, and David Raya. And the worst are potentially Gakpo or Visser. Pick with the most question marks around it is obviously Rodri. We're going to have to see how he comes back from that injury. He's already missing the first 3 game weeks. Round 4. The best 3 picks are Lewis Hall, Tijani Rangers of City, and Tielemans of Aston Villa. The worst pick is Mickey van der Ven, who I love, but is the worst pick. And the pick with the most question marks is Ryan Aït-Nouri at Man City. Round 5. The best 3 picks are Robert Sanchez in round 5, Wan-Bissaka, and Doku. The worst pick is Chris Wood. And the pick with the most question marks is Cherki of Manchester City. He could be unbelievable, but we'll have to see if he plays. Round 6. The best pick is Cervinho if he moves to Spurs, then Minte, Tonali, and maybe Paqueta and Schade as a forward. The worst is Gabriel, which is very uninspiring, but could be Murphy if Elanga takes his spot. The biggest question mark? De Kepa, high potential, replacing Estupinan, and Xhaka. We'll have to see how he comes back to the Premier League. He's quite old now, and he's playing for a much weaker team than he's used to playing for. Round 7, Joelinton and Grealish, who's just got his Everton move. The worst pick? James Maddison, though Martinelli could also find his minutes eaten away at by Trossard and Madueke. The biggest question marks? Tierno Barry. Does he or Beto start? Round 8. I think the best pick is going to be Anton Stack. Then probably Van Heck and Truffert. The worst pick is Dan James, though Johnson and Onana could both struggle for playing time. The biggest question marks are around Palhinha and Nwaneri. Round 9. Best pick is Georgino Rutter, followed by Keenlos Potter and João Gomez, who's a very solid midfield option. The worst is Kyle Walker, and the biggest question marks are around Beto, will he share minutes with Barry, and Jordan Henderson. Round 10. The best picks I have down as Dan and Doy, Cullen at Burnley, Notto, and potentially Harry Wilson, who's had a tremendous preseason. The worst picks are Todibo or Hickey. They're not that bad, though. And the biggest question mark is Crescencio Somerville. Injured again, so great in the Championship, didn't perform well last season. We'll have to see how he does this season. Round 11. The best picks are James Ward-Prowse, Fantrax Classic, Kenny Tete, and Jaden Anthony if he starts and remains on sets. The worst is Akanji, and the biggest question marks are Kamara and Martson, who will both be competing for minutes, and maybe Kieran Trippier, as Livramento might be moving. Round 12. The best picks are El Hadji Malik Diouf, Igor Thiago, who should be a starter, and Andres Pereira, who has tremendous upside. The worst are Colwell and Zabani, as they both won't be playing, and the biggest question mark is Jones, if he'll play. Round 13. The best picks are Senesi, Lafille at Sunderland, and Longstaff. There were no terrible picks this round. And the picks with the most question marks are Bellegarde, Gesand, and Nicholas Jackson, depending on if he moves. Round 14. The best picks were Andre, Chris Richards, and Lewis Cook when he's back. The worst is Matty Cash because I just don't like him. The biggest question marks are Daniel Malin and Garnacho, depending on where he moves to. Round 15. The best picks were Ryan Christie. How did he fall so far? Lewis Dunk and Marshall Manetzi. The worst pick is Bamford. And the biggest question marks are around Harvey Elliott and Esse. Round 16. The best picks were Bentancur, Saar, and Jacob Ramsey. The worst was Basuma, as Palhinha is pretty much going to be replacing him, and he might be moving. The biggest question mark is around Reiss Nelson. Does he get his move? Thank you for listening to this draft review. See you guys after the international break.